What's up, my friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I still don't know what to do with my hands. It has been a productive 2 weeks for Chris and I. We started a challenge, a fitness challenge, and we are rocking and rolling right now. So it's been really exciting getting some new people, working on their fitness goals, and it's just been really exciting. So we're here. And also, I'm in my office. Please, whatever you do, just don't look back here. Don't look back there. That is our dining room, and it is bright red. I did not choose that color, but the people before us, or the people before the people before us, supposedly had this entire house professionally painted, and I will not kid you, every single room has to be redone. We're talking bathrooms, we're talking the basement, this office, we did this office. The hallway, the living room, the kitchen, everything it was just clashing colors, and it hurt my eyeballs. And we lived in this house for almost a year before we started painting, because when we sold our old house, I spent the 2 months before we moved out of that house, I spent it painting every single wall, hallway, everywhere, just to freshen it up. It was an older home, so it really needed it. So we just made everything really crisp and looked really good. And when we moved into this house, we knew everything needed painting, and I was like, that's it. I'm hiring painters. That's just what we're gonna do. I also had jokes, because here I am painting every single room in the house. So this is on our to-do list. The office is done, the living room is done, and we're working on our bedroom right now. There's another thing that we're doing. We painted the entire basement where our home gym is, and we're working on our bedroom right now. So I'm so excited about this, because our bedroom legit was 3 colors. It was a wall color, and then a little inlet color on the piece in the ceiling, and then the actual ceiling was a different color. I'll post pictures, but I was very excited to get the gym done downstairs, because it was a bright yellow. It had this weird accent wall that I didn't love. I liked it at first, but the more I looked at it, I was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I would rather not do this. So we painted it all up. We're gonna hang up some extra mirrors and a little bit of extra decor down there, and I'll be posting that too. So I'm really excited. It's really, really exciting for me to put work into your home, especially something that you own and something that's really important and special to you and that you've worked really hard for. It is really rewarding to me to put that work in and then sit in that room and be like, we did this, it's so cool. So yeah, another thing, we also kicked Chris out of this office. Both of us were sharing this office, which wasn't bad. It was nice because we could chat with each other, we could work in the same spot, but we're in the same house all the time. And we decided that maybe it would be good if one of us went to a different spot in the house to try to work. And so he went upstairs into the loft and moved his desk up there, and we have been so productive, and I have so much room for activities in this freaking office. I freaking love it. So I'm going to rearrange this room so I can do more filming in here, because there's really, really good light, and I can make it my own, and not have to worry about a whole nother desk being in here, because it was just it was a little too much. It was a little too crammed. So, okay, enough about my home improvements. Pit stop. I need a snack. I'm gonna make a smoothie. We are good. I got my shake. And I got my almonds. We are cruising. So why is planning your week so important? So you know what the heck is going on. I know there's some people who just kind of cringe at the thought of planning things out, but really your week tends to go a lot smoother when you know what's going to happen. So some of my tips that I like to do, for one, is front load my week. What the heck does that mean? It means I load up my Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday so that I am busy, that I have a lot to do. If I schedule calls, coaching calls, education calls, they're all on Mondays and Tuesdays because I want to start the week strong and I want to kind of set the tone for the week. If I have a lazy Monday and a lazy Tuesday, I am not gonna want to do anything on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. If I have a very productive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when Thursday and Friday rolls around, I'm like, okay, like I feel accomplished. I kicked ass this week. And I can take time to go out on a hike, or I can take time to spend some time with my husband, or have a movie night, or take a half day and only work for a couple hours. Like that makes me feel good. So for one, front load your week. I always say never miss a Monday. I think that comes into a lot of different terms. Don't miss a Monday if it's a workout, and don't completely miss the Monday. Like get something done. Number two, write everything out, whether it's electronic. So if you like Google Calendar or any of those task lists you can get as an app, go for it. I cannot do the whole electronic thing. I'm really, really good at getting a notification and being like, shoop, shoop, and then be like, what? I feel like I don't like notifications sitting in my phone, so I get rid of all of them, which is not a good habit, but that's why I could not do the whole electronic calendar thing, because I would lose my calendar. My calendar would be swiped away. What I do like is I'm a pen and paper girl. I love a good planner. And it took me a while to actually sit down and use one, and it just took repetition, and it took me taking the time out of my week to sit down and write everything down. Because then it started filling up a lot more, and I was like, okay, like I can actually use this, and this is going to be productive. So I have a big old planner, and this works really well for me because I like to cross things off my list. So if I have a big giant list, I will take that and I will break it up into each day of the week. What do I need to get done this week? And break it up into days, and then I can cross things off. Like it makes me so happy to just cross things off my list. Anyone else? It's a confidence booster too. So if I have a planner or a calendar full of things to do and I cross everything off on that list, it's exciting to me. It is a confidence boost, and it makes me think I can put more on my plate. So when planning my week, I am always sure to put my reoccurring events first, because that's the last thing you want to do is miss a call or an appointment or something like that because you thought you would remember, because it happens every week. Put it down anyway, no matter how long you've been doing it. Plus, it's just something else too that you can actually cross off, make you feel good. So I start with all my reoccurring events first. Put that in there first, because that's the last thing I want to do is forget one of those. Once you have all your reoccurring events in your planner, wherever that may be, another thing that I add are dinners. So this is important for me and Chris. It's only the two of us, but if we plan our dinners out, then we know what we need to get at the grocery store. Then we're not making multiple trips to the grocery store. We know exactly what we're having, so we can finish planning out the rest of our day. If we want a big dinner, we can't have a big lunch and a big breakfast as well, because our calories don't allot for that. So we plan accordingly. So if we plan our dinners, that is something that we enjoy together every single night, then we can work backwards in our calories. So planning dinners, it just becomes this big, giant planning moment. If you know what you're going to be eating throughout the week, you know what you need to get at the grocery store, and you can avoid things that you don't need or making multiple trips to the grocery store. So I like using a planner for everything. I don't like having multiple planners, because then what if I forget one, or I write one in one thing, one in the other? Like, it never does anything for me. So I write down reoccurring events, anything that comes up, any sort of new appointment, my dinners, and then I also plan out my social media. Chris and I have a small business. We are a coaching business, so we do a lot of our own marketing, and I mean, it's important to be present on social media. So that is something that we do plan out, is what are we going to be posting on social media this week? Get everything written out. We're not wasting a bunch of time in the day trying to figure out what the heck to post. So another good thing is with kids, if you do have kids, you can figure out what everyone's schedule is. The more that everyone's informed in the family, the better. And the more you have everything planned out, the better. So what happens when a wrench gets thrown in your plan and like your whole day is screwed up and you don't get to cross anything off your list? Something happens. Now, listen, there will be times that you will make things happen, okay? Or move it to the end of the week, because if you front loaded your week, your Thursday and Friday should look pretty available. So that's another reason why I like to front load my week, because if something happens, I have 2 full days that I have available to add things in if need be. Or if something comes up or someone wants to plan something last minute, I'm like, hey, I have Thursday and Friday available. So this obviously takes practice, and it's going to depend solely on your own schedule and your life. So I cannot tell you how good it makes me feel to have everything planned out. I know exactly what's going to happen, when it needs to happen, who am I talking to that day. And I have been so much more productive and so much more successful in my day-to-day life because of it. So I hope this helps a little bit, because in the grand scheme of things, if you are on a fitness journey, you need to be planning your workouts and planning your food. If you're a mom, you're so freaking busy. Like, if you can plan some things out for yourself, like, that's going to be helpful. If you own your own business, you're definitely planning everything out, because otherwise you're flying by the seat of your pants and nothing is happening. There's no production happening. So my last words: plan your week. Just give it a shot. Just plan your first couple of days and see what happens. And see how good it feels to cross things off your list. But until next time, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. I don't know why my nose itches so bad. You know how sometimes, like, I know this happens to me because I have a nose ring, but the vibration of talking just kind of like tickles your nose and pisses me off.